Welcome to the Everything Store, a digital ecosystem so perfectly engineered that you can buy a 12-pack of socks and a 50-pound bag of dog food at 2 a.m. with less friction than it takes to unlock your phone. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you aren't just a customer, you are a data point in a $500 billion experiment on the limits of human impulse. Here's the lie. Amazon Prime is a money-saving utility. You pay your $139 annual fee, or $159 if the 2026 price hike hit your region, and in exchange, you get free shipping, free movies, and free music. You've been told that if you order just 25 times a year, the membership pays for itself in saved shipping costs. But the promise? I'm going to prove to you, using the terrifying conversion metrics of one-click ordering, that Amazon Prime is actually a behavioral tax designed to double your annual spending through psychological manipulation. I'll show you the math that proves why free shipping is the most expensive thing you own. Why is a Prime member worth twice as much to Jeff Bezos as a regular human being? Let's look at the blueprint of the one-click trap. The trap isn't the membership fee. The fee is just the sunk cost hook. Once you've paid for Prime, your brain undergoes a subtle but radical shift in accounting. You start to view every non-Amazon purchase as a waste of your membership. You need a new spatula? You could go to the store down the street, but you've already paid for Prime shipping, so you buy it on the app. You've effectively gamified your own spending. You're like me at an all-you-can-eat buffet. I'm not eating because I'm hungry, I'm eating because I'm trying to beat the house and get my money's worth, even as my heart begs for mercy. Then there's the one-click button, the ultimate friction killer. In the world of behavioral economics, friction is the only thing that stands between your impulse and your bank account. Usually, you have to find your wallet, enter a CCV code, and confirm your address. That 30-second window is where your logical brain has a chance to wake up and ask, do I really need a professional-grade marshmallow toaster? Amazon's one-click ordering, which they famously patented and guarded for years, deletes that window. It deletes the pain of paying. Brain scans show that when we use physical cash, the pain centers of the brain light up. When we use one-click, those centers stay dark while the dopamine receptors throw a party. It's like a digital Vegas. The lights are bright, the exits are hidden, and the house always wins because they've made it impossible to stop playing. I once one-clicked a set of ergonomic pens while I was half asleep because I had a dream I was a calligrapher. I am not a calligrapher. I have the handwriting of a caffeinated squirrel. Let's look at the hidden math of the Prime Premium. The numbers for 2026 are staggering. Scenario A is the non-Prime shopper. This person doesn't have the membership. When they want something, they have to hit a $35 threshold for free shipping. This forced bundling actually helps them. They wait until they need 3 or 4 things before they buy. Because of this friction, the average non-Prime member spends about $560 a year on Amazon. Their conversion rate, the likelihood they buy after looking at a product, is about 13%. Scenario B is the Prime devotee. You have the membership. You don't wait for a $35 threshold because shipping is free. You order one-off items constantly. A $6 whisk here, a $12 screen protector there. According to data from 2024 to 2026, the average Prime member spends $1,170 a year. That's a $600 gap. Wait, it gets worse. Look at the conversion rate for Prime members. It sits at an unbelievable 74%. If a Prime member lands on a product page, there's a nearly 3 in 4 chance they will buy it. Compare that to the 13% of non-members. The membership fee isn't for shipping, it's a license to spend. You're paying Amazon $139 a year for the privilege of spending an extra $600 with them. Mathematically, the $139 fee doesn't save you $150 in shipping, it costs you $600 in increased consumption. You're paying for a treadmill that only moves faster the more you run. It's like buying a discount card for a bar that only works if you buy 3 rounds for the entire room. Think about Toby. Toby loves his Prime membership. He uses Prime Video to watch The Boys, he uses Prime Music in his car, and he loves the save 15% on his monthly subscribe and save for laundry detergent. Toby feels like a genius, but Toby is a victim of ecosystem lock-in.
Because his photos are on Prime Photos and his doorbell is a Ring, owned by Amazon, and his lights are controlled by Alexa, he's trapped in a 360-degree feedback loop. Alexa says, "Toby, you're low on coffee. Should I reorder?" Toby says yes. There was no price comparison. There was no checking if the local grocer had a sale. There was zero friction. Toby is now a passive consumer. He has outsourced his decision-making to an algorithm designed to maximize lifetime value, LTV, for shareholders. By the time Toby realizes he's overspending, his entire digital life is so intertwined with the Prime ecosystem that canceling feels like moving to a different country without a passport. Toby isn't a customer, he's a tenant in Amazon's digital apartment complex, and the rent just went up. The reality check is this: convenience is a product, and like any product, it has a markup. The one-click lifestyle is designed to keep you in a state of perpetual micro-consumption. The industry doesn't want you to think about the total cost of ownership. They want you to think about the monthly subscription. If they can get you to focus on the $14.99 a month, you won't notice the $100 a month increase in impulse buys. You are being nudged by real-time AI that knows your hover time, your scroll depth, and your purchase probability better than you know your own bank balance. The actionable alternative? The digital speed bump. First, disable one-click ordering. Force yourself to go through the cart. Second, the 24-hour cart rule. Put the item in the cart and walk away. If you still want it 24 hours later, the logical brain has had time to vet the impulse brain. Third, calculate your Prime ratio. Take your total Amazon spending for the last year and divide it by the number of orders. If you're ordering 50 times a year for things under $15, you aren't using the benefits. You're being used by the system. If you can't survive without the convenience, you're not a customer, you're an addict. The most dangerous subscription you own is the one that makes spending money feel like it's not actually happening. In summary, Amazon Prime isn't a shipping service. It's a psychological bypass that turns your pain of paying into a dopamine hit of receiving. Stop paying for a membership that only exists to make it easier for you to lose your own money.